So I know everyone has probably had a shitty coworker at one time or another. I have had more than my fair share of shitty coworkers. But my personal favorite coworker to hate, which I'm not going to use her real name, but I'll call her Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I think, was personally sent from hell for me. Hello, Night Fury. You want to say hi? Night Fury. But I think she was personally sent from hell. I had gotten a job at a cake decorating place. So my entire job was just to decorate cakes, which is perfectly fine. Well, I very quickly noticed that Dee Dee, one, she was kind of racist. Like, she would definitely, when people would walk away, would say, horrible things about them. And she would be, blatantly discriminatory. She might bend the rules and make some cupcakes for, a white family without an order. Give me 10-15 minutes and I'll make you one. But then she would not do the same thing for a black family. She would not. Typically, I would just walk over and I would do it for them. And, I reported that she was being discriminatory to people. Nothing was done. She would also use contaminated products, items that may have been left out too long or arrived damaged or had no idea how long they'd been in the cooler, things like that. She would touch things with her bare hands with the dirt under her nails. My personal favorite was her nose was dripping snot and it dripped on a cake. And I specifically stated, Dee Dee, your nose just dripped on that cake. You just put snot on the cake. And the only thing she did was she took a spatula and scraped it off. I went, it's fine. No, Dee Dee, it's not fine. You just put snot on somebody's cake and still fully intend to give it to them. So all the time while she was gone, I would accidentally knock cakes off counters or accidentally drop the bag of icing or something that I knew she had contaminated to ensure that people weren't getting snotted cakes. And I would go tell the manager about it. Or I would hand a manager a cake and go, hey, you need to make this disappear. I don't care how you do it, but you need to make it disappear. Because I am not handing this over to them. I will not. And I very soon began to realize that she was messing with my cake orders. She might leave off a phone number and take the cake order in a way that would be hard to understand. So when I would try to call the customer, it wouldn't reach them. So I would be left to guess how this cake was supposed to go. Or she would leave off vital information like what color they want what color they want the icing or what flavor cake. Which was really getting annoying. She would mess with the orders, she would mess with the shipment orders. So if I put something on the list to be picked up, we need more pearl sprinkles, she would erase it. And so when it didn't get there, I wouldn't have what I needed for the cake. My personal favorite was we would get new hires, new coworkers who would come in, and from the very first day they'd met me, they'd be giving me some hellish stink eye. They looked at me like I burned their firstborn or something. And I couldn't figure out why for the longest time. And then usually after a few weeks, the new hires would start talking to me and would be perfectly fine with me. The reason why they didn't want to be around me at first was because Dee Dee was going around telling everyone that I was mean, that I was hateful, that I was stupid, that I didn't do my job, that I was lazy and incompetent. And then I would also have a lot of new hires who would come over and ask if I needed them to read something for me. Don't get me wrong, I guess that's nice that you offered to read for me. But I would look at them weird and go, what? I can read. Why would I need you to read for me? Oh, because Dee Dee told us that you didn't know how to read. She told them that I cannot read. I am dyslexic. But I can read. How would I have gotten this job if I couldn't read? So she had been going around telling everyone that I was absolutely horrible person and that I couldn't read. And I had taken photos and her taking stuff into the bakery that wasn't supposed to be there. Like, she'd bring scissors from home and keep them in her pocket and use it to cut materials at work. And I filled out so many reports, and they never got rid of her. I legitimately got a different job and moved 5 hours away. And they didn't get rid of her for like another 5 months or so. But then they finally got rid of her, and I was just sitting here. 5 months? Really? After I had to work with her for 1.5 years, and you did nothing. But when I'm gone is when you fire the devil woman. I really hope that wherever she got a job next was not in a food setting. Because she was a walking contamination risk.